Welcome back, denizens of the Omniverse. Today, we're going to be starting a new series over here that I have had the heat turned up under my ass these last couple of weeks about whether or not I was going to cover it at all. And I figured with already the delay set in place, what more of a perfect time to release this than the month of February for Valentine's Day itself. And I do want to kind of keep it contained to this little period here, at least for the situational outing that we have right in here with it. So I'm going to be doing 2 episodes per video just so we don't bleed into any of the other months and stuff like that. It's going to be a little special little event for us over here as we turn the heat up, as rivalries are. I don't even know what this is about, dude. I have no freaking clue. I think hockey is kind of involved, maybe. Outside of that, I really do not know what type of story this is. I do believe queer romance is at the core of it. I've heard it's kind of spicy, so I don't know to what extent, like how spicy, because spicy for some people is like, you know, so like, I don't know how that's going to translate. I really don't know what I'm getting myself into. We're going to figure that out, but we're going to be doing episodes 1 and 2 today. So with that in mind, enjoy. I hope everybody's having a nice little Valentine's Day. And we're going to be bringing you this to you throughout February. So have fun. And with all that out of the way, let's get ready to jump in. If you want to see the full reaction without any of the editing we got to do to put this up on YouTube, you can watch that over on Patreon. Over here, you get early access as well, and submit your own comments, questions, or fun facts for me to read at the end of these episodes. You can do all that over there. Get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also can suggest and vote on movies to react to each month. This is a great way to support the channel, helps do things you do over here. At the end of the day, I hope you enjoy the reaction. If you do, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And with that all said and out of the way, let's get ready to hop into episode 1, Rookies. Here we go.
Ilya, Rozanov. Shane Hollander. I wanted to introduce myself. I'm not sure you're supposed to smoke here.
Well, there is a no smoking sign right there. So.
Okay. You're an awesome player to watch.
Yes.
Cool conversation.
Good luck in the tournament.
You will not be so nice when we beat you. See you in final.
December 2008. So my second year of college at this time.
First, you've got Ottawa's own Shane Hollander. From everything we've seen and heard, he may not be the most sociable, but this is the kid with the highest hockey IQ out there. Then you've got Russia's Ilya Rozanov. Strong on the puck. And from everything we've heard, he really gets under other players' skins.
That's a tactic in and of itself, man.
My kind of player. Boston's kind of player, too.
Oh, but they're scoping out each other's games. Or skirmishes, practices, whatever's happening right now. 1 week later.
A heartbreaking loss for a young Canadian team.
Oh.
See you at the draft.
Oh. They're probably going to go professional, and then we'll catch up with them after all of this then, I guess. Yeah, now we're 6 months out. And we're at the draft.
Yeah, that's better. All right.
I can't tell you how excited
Oh, God.
is about this.
Looks so checked out right now.
People are popping champagne all over Quebec.
Hey, yo, dude. Oh, fuck, what's his name?
Asian Canadian, very thrilled.
He was,
Historically broken barriers, and we do it again, so.
Sam Lane and Lois and Clark. Lois and Clark. God damn it. Superman and Lois.
But I am the world's biggest Retros fan.
Really?
That's part of how I came to feel Canadian. My dad would sit us down.
Congratulations again.
He is strong, but he needs discipline. He can be, how you say, lazy.
Oof.
Ты слушай, все, что тебе говорят, ты понял?
God, man. Listen, don't speak. Being called out like that, like, It reminds me of, like, Jamie Tart a little bit. Like, in the way that he's, like, kind of a prodigy, but a little bit arrogant, a little bit cocky. Maybe it comes easy to him, but he's lazy in the way that maybe so much of that talent is natural. So there's this idea that maybe he doesn't have to work as hard as somebody who it doesn't come as easy to. Maybe like our number 2 here. But that was Sam Lane, right? I could have swore that was him. He didn't speak. I swear if he did, I'm sure I would have clicked right there. I'm like 99%. I have to look it up. It's going to bother me. I'm not going to be able to I can't. Let's just start with Superman Lois. That's the easiest way to get to this. Since I don't know who that is currently, character-wise. IMDb. Where are Dylan Walsh? That was his name. Where are you at? Heated Rivalry. There it is. Okay. We're good. We're good. Back in the game. Back in the game. When the hotel only has one gym. Are they like trying to outpace one another here? I think so. Come on.
Montreal is nice, yes?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Never been. I've only ever been to,
Boston is nice too.
been to Boston and Cambridge, mostly Cambridge. I've only ever been to Vancouver in BC.
Yeah, Boston and Montreal play against each other often.
A little touch, a little graze of the fingers there. He's doing that on purpose. Yep. Six months later, yet again. International Prospect Cup. Listen, my experience with hockey is limited purely to NHL 93 on Sega Genesis.
Ты что несешь? Все в порядке с папой. Он все время мне звонит. Да потому что ты, придурок, проиграл гребаный матч.
Какого хрена ты от меня хочешь, Алексей?
God, this gives me Drago and more Jamie Tart vibes. Like if he didn't play, if he didn't win out, his dad came crashing out over it all. Perfection or nothing less than perfection in victory.
Привет, отец.
О, вот он и отвечает.
Прости, отец.
Извинись перед Россией. Проиграть чехам.
Oh my God.
Но мы все сделаем.
Не плевать на мы. Ты ему не проиграешь.
I can't imagine that kind of pressure, man.
What a comeback for Canada. A huge win for the hometown boys tonight, who were determined to not lose to Russia on home ice 2 years in a row.
Oh, and for anybody that maybe doesn't know, I guess I shouldn't like talk about things like it's an absolute. Everybody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Jamie Tart, God, another 6 months. Oh God, six. The devil. Ah! I'm joking, but Ted Lasso, soccer or football. Jamie Tart is kind of the character in that I've kind of seen some parallels with. If you've never watched the show, watch it. It's so good. It's good for the soul.
Okay, I get it, guys. It's been a long day. I know. Let's just try it with a lot of intensity, though. Okay?
It's hard to like keep that up.
Go ahead.
I mean, this is going to get worse and worse.
Okay, I think we have what we are going to get here. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you probably had it closest to what you were looking for way earlier on.
When they tell you do commercial with me and not just alone?
I don't know, like 2 days ago? Why? When did they tell you?
No, they tell me nothing. It was my idea.
Interesting.
Shane.
Oh God, that was like a Scott Pilgrim cut right there. Maybe not as jarring, but like the transition from one conversation to another.
A whole lot of kids are going to be looking up to you. Kids that don't see themselves here a lot.
I get it, Mom.
A different kind of pressure over on this side of the fence. Oh, wait. Gotta make sure it's a real clean. Real clean.
What is your room number?
1410.
Well, if I come to 1410 tonight, it's 9 o'clock.
I might open.
I might knock.
What are you doing, dude?
Why are you getting dressed for this? Okay. The anticipation. Yes, let's just sit in the corner in the shadows. Oh God, I can relate.
Oh, I'm trying to go down.
This is going up.
Right.
So,
Down. Okay. Well, I'm up.
What was she thinking there? Unless that was a move.
Do you want to sit?
not really.
This is such a bad idea.
What is?
I think it's kind of funny. Like, he's been number one the entire way through all of this, and he was number two. He's kind of like just following his shadow. The first loss, and then the second, and then in the draft, he was the number two pick. And he's always the one making the moves, and then it was my idea. Like, it's just him taking the lead in every aspect of this. Sorry, it just made me think of the woman in the elevator. He's like, I'm going down. Because I couldn't tell if she was trying to come on to him or not. And he was like, but I'm going up.
Is your first time with the man? You? No.
Shocker.
Who, another player?
No. My coach's son back in Russia. I like trouble.
No kidding.
You want me to lie on the bed and let you do it some more?
Let me.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's like it's some sort of heated rivalry. Who's the one that's in charge?
Well, I want to see you.
You saw me in the showers.
Yeah, I want more.
Gotta earn more.
Not bad for first time.
Fuck you.
It was fun.
Wait, that's it?
Are you serious?
One, that was quick. But then again, he did say he was really good. Maybe he's a prodigy at something else. It's not on the ice.
You think I'm an asshole?
I know you're an asshole.
I would not leave you like that.
No?
No.
Okay, respect. I thought he was going to peace out after all of this. That would have been fucked up.
Holy shit, Rosie.
You really are fucking good at everything.
Holy shit, Rosie, you better get off. I can't stop. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't think.
What? That you would come so quick?
Fuck you.
Oh, God.
You didn't have to.
I don't mind.
Gotta give him some credit, man. He asked if this was okay. I mean, the move in the shower was very presumptive. Not that he wasn't showing his hand very blatantly, but he checked at every step in a way.
But I want a cigarette.
Smoking is bad for you.
Oh, is it?
All right, Mom.
So, you're not gonna tell anyone about this, are you?
Yes, Hollander, I'm going to tell everyone.
Because no one can know.
Usually.
Yeah, you're kind of in a similar boat.
I have early flight tomorrow, so...
Yeah, me too.
See you in 6 months. He's just so rigid.
Night.
And just like that. I can't do that, man. I mean, I've done the fling, the one night stand, but quickly learned that was not for me. Oh, hey, we cut it in half this time. 3 months. What if it starts getting smaller and smaller and smaller?
At the beginning of the season, you said you were going to score 40 goals your rookie season. Are you still feeling like that's going to happen?
No. I never said 40 goals. I said 50.
This guy.
Sorry I'm late. It's 15 minutes. Don't even worry about it.
No, we don't care.
Yep. I hear it. I just needed him to talk.
Yeah, my workout went longer than expected, and I got lost on this YouTube rabbit hole.
No, it's fine. I ordered for you. I have very exciting news.
What's YouTube?
Rolex is in.
He's not serious about the YouTube thing, right? Well, what time is this? It was just 2008, like a year and 3 months ago, right? Something like that. There's probably a time skip I missed. No, 666, a year and 9 months. I mean, YouTube would be like just
YouTube
like
is like
super
a video
new.
portal site.
Yeah, it'd be very, very new.
Those words mean.
Oh yeah, I go down those rabbit holes all the time. What was yours about?
Fancy watches.
David.
Unlikely animals becoming friends, like a tiger and a bear, a cow and a duck.
A Canadian and a Russian.
50 goals.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah, the nerve. Fuck him. I'm sorry, but I mean it.
Yeah, me too, but in a very, very different way.
Fuck him.
Oh, I will. Oh, don't worry. I'm just doing what my mama said.
Et que penses-tu en comparaison à Tiger Woods et Serena Williams? Penses-tu partager les mêmes défis qu'eux, si on se comprend?
Je pense pas à des choses comme ça. Je suis super heureux de jouer au hockey.
Very humble.
Просто отлично. Спасибо, что спросили.
I love how they're in each other's heads so deeply.
Черт возьми, я рад, что у тебя все со слухом в порядке.
Для чего на этот раз?
Чтоб трахнуть тебя.
Oh my god. Family back home bleeding him dry. I mean, that's why he's got to win, right?
Как папа?
Какая фигня с папой? Папа в порядке, Илья. Мы тут и без тебя проживем. Иди ты нахер, Илья.
Он попросил меня принести домой немного хлеба.
Ну он тупой.
What is going on back home? I guess he's basically the family meal ticket? Dude, I'm gonna lose track of all of this time. Now we're 4 months.
Anytime the league can figure out a way to get these two kids in each other's faces, they're gonna do it.
Ilya, you're having a legendary rookie season.
Oh, don't play. They're gonna play footsie during all of this, aren't they?
You still thinking about a 50-goal campaign?
Yep, there it is.
Boston is an original 6 legendary team that has struggled to get to the playoffs for the past 3 seasons. How much pressure do you feel from the fans, from the hockey world in general, to restore Boston to its former glory? And how much of that do you take on personally?
God, that's a heavy fucking question.
Sorry, not to jump the gun here, but with Rozanov's permission,
he gave it.
I want to be in the playoffs and I want to win some cups. I feel pretty aligned with the fans because we want the same thing. And at this point, it's my job to take that personally. I
mean, yeah, well said.
What do you say?
I was jokingly gonna say, like, that.
The record for this event, currently held by the New York Admiral's Scott Hunter, is 4 takedowns in 8 seconds.
Damn. Holy shit. Nice, shot for shot.
Over a second off the record that Ilya Rozanov just set.
Well, look at that.
You had fun last night with your team. Get dinner, get drunk.
I mean, I had fun, but I didn't get drunk. You?
No, it was great. No boring Canadians, no stupid Americans.
So what? Just a bunch of Finnish guys talking about the cousins they're in love with?
What
think I'm going to bed early tonight.
Oh, yeah?
I think this might be a sign. Yep. There it is.
Nice shooting, Rook. Thanks. Glad to see Rozanov didn't hold my record for more than a minute.
That guy looks familiar.
He's an asshole, right? I mean, yeah, basically. Lucky me. I'm in the room next door to him in the hotel.
Ooh, that could be a bit of a problem. Well, I mean, or not, but when you're not out, that's a risk.
He's someone chasing you.
Oh, thinking about this all that time. Imagine, like, as much as they see each other, talk shit about each other, all this other shit after everything, how much that has to fester after that one cascading snowballing event. It probably builds up a lot, I would have to imagine. It's a swanky room. Just right to it. I mean, that was a smooth transition.
You're scared. I'm not scared. No, he's okay. I'm not scared.
You seem scared. Yeah, and he knows.
You ever touch yourself, yeah?
Jesus Christ.
Why? Does touching your ass make you gay? Rozanov. Because you know what else makes you gay is sucking my dick.
I'm trying to say I have a thing. Okay?
What?
The thing.
A dildo.
Oh, okay. Wait.
What color?
Fuck you. I'm leaving.
No, Hollander, what the fuck?
So he's saying he's done. He know. Okay. For a second, I was a little confused. I was like, with me, on me, where me, here me, and it's like it's not his room. So why would it be here? Whatever.
So next time.
Next time?
Yeah, we play Montreal in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Where would we?
You are homeless. Then we meet at your house.
It's an apartment.
Oh, we meet at your apartment then.
I know we talked about Montreal in 2 weeks, but...
Oh my God, Hollander, you were so boring. Give me your phone. You have phone. Give.
I'm putting my number in there. I keep forgetting this isn't present day.
So what's my name gonna be?
Jane.
Jane and Lily. 2 weeks later.
Hey, sorry, boys. No one's getting into Montreal today. 2 feet of snow.
Oh, no. That's what he's worried about. Yeah, it's a little more than that for him.
Whoever she is, she's gonna get over.
That sucks.
Well, since there's no game, come for dinner. Jackie said it's cool. Oh, that's my wife. She can throw on some steaks.
I'm on a macrobiotic diet.
Buddy, I don't even know what that means. Jackie can cook anything.
I want to watch you eat my disgusting food. Let's do it.
Fuck yes. Oh my God, Jackie's gonna be so happy. I'm gonna text her right now, actually. Bird food only.
Господи!
Что ты здесь делаешь?
Ну, я вообще застаралась за тебя, но я уже об этом жалею.
Да, это в твоем духе.
Иди к черту, Илья.
Yo, look at this setup.
Ладно, теперь я действительно ухожу. Ты кусок дерьма. Развлекайся с Джейн.
I mean, she's not even like bothered by that, I guess. And he didn't respond. He gets it where he can get it, man.
And the rookie of the year is...
Well, look at that.
Me and some of the other old fucks wanted to do some shots with 3 rooks. Would you be into that?
Fuck yes, I would.
Okay, then where's your boy Rozanov?
My what?
Tell me was Hollander and Rozanov, right? I just thought.
I don't know where he is. We're not like friends or anything.
No worries, man.
No, you don't need to get so defensive.
I don't know if it's worth jumping over.
Good for you. Big night for you.
Yeah, well, you could have gone either one of us.
It went to you.
So what? So you're just up here sulking because what? You couldn't take another victory lap around me. All you do is beat me. I win one stupid fucking thing. You couldn't even show your face down there.
Господи.
What was that?
Not everything is about you, Hollander.
Yeah, it's...
So what is it then?
What the fuck do you want?
Nothing.
There's some shit going on behind the scenes here.
I just wanted to see the view and get some air.
And what? You're this fucking view, Hollander. Check it out.
It has nothing to do with you or him. I don't think even well, not in the way you're thinking. I can't imagine.
I go home in 3 days.
Okay. It must be nice.
Or do you mean like home?
I guess I'll see you next season.
It's right here. Okay. Respect.
What the fuck are you doing? We're both in tuxedos out in public.
No one is.
I mean, that's part of the fun.
See you next season. Hollander.
I do like the power kind of shifting a little bit, like with the trophy, and now the dynamic is a little different. But that's also because now it just chips away at something else going on over here that we've seen a couple of glimpses into. Damn. This was a good first episode. Yeah, that was solid. As they were many times throughout this. You know, they've been on this like collision. I'm not going to talk a lot about this just yet, because I do want to go into the next episode. But I you know, they've, you know, especially coming into the season from where they did from their respective teams early on before the draft and all of this, you know, rose up in their individual stations and then got drafted into these high tier teams, going professional and all of that. And then they just kind of keep circling and running into one another. So not only is there this tension built into it from this shared connection they had early on, the media behind it all orchestrates this rivalry itself between the two of them. So there's this like endless dance going on between these two in the public eye. And then on top of that, there's this competitive dance happening just naturally between the two of them, naturally the rivalry itself and the way that's cultivated. But then it's also how this other commonality the public doesn't know about, seemingly, at least as far as Ilyanov's concerned. That was his name, right? I think. Or is it Ilya? Rozanov. And then, you know, it doesn't appear that that's like public information for him. He's just kind of more embraced that side in a little more or less of a fearful kind of way, in a way that Shane hasn't necessarily achieved just yet. But because of that, especially earlier on when he was winning, when he was dominating him, when he was the first pick, when he was all of these things here and there, you know, you could see the power dynamic there as well, especially when they were in that shower scene. And, you know, he caught him looking at him. He looked him back. He was looking at him, looking at back. And then he made his move, you know, started gearing it up. And then it went from there. Because it's like when he picked up on what, you know, the glances, the looks. And it wasn't just like, you know, he picked up on what, you know, that they have that in common, and then capitalized on it. And from that point, he had a lot of the control. He never abused any of that control. I mean, one could argue what he did in the shower is an abuse of that, for sure. But then every other step of the way, anytime there was a move or an escalation, he was checking, he was making sure he's fine, progressing, because obviously clearly he can sense he's the experienced one of the two of them. And you get to see that progress, and then they can only do it when they meet up, because they're on opposite ends of the country. So, well, not opposite ends, but they're not like next door neighbors by any stretch. So, you know, they meet up when they can, they sneak around when they can, but it's kind of getting more into this, especially as the inexperienced one. Like with Shane here, you know, it feels like he's starting to feel like it's more, I think he's starting to catch the feels, maybe even, because I know like sometimes your first time, like your real first time, can deepen or strengthen that relationship. There's also this idea that a lot of, especially men, tend to fall in love with the first person they sleep with, or there's like an emotional connection to that act itself. And I think that's maybe what's starting to happen here. But because it is this secret, it's like this compromise of having to wait between the gaps. But then when there's this dodge, when there's these events, when there's this, that, and the other, the storm, the things that cause them to miss each other. And then those worms get into his head, and then he starts to think it's not about the thing, and it is about the thing, or it isn't about the thing. He doesn't really know, do they stand anywhere beyond the physicality of it? But on top of that, though, we've seen these little glimmers, these little peeks into Ilya's life where, you know, it's kind of that standard, stereotypical Russian kind of story where it's like success, victory, win, all costs. If you fail, you're failing your family, you're failing your country. You know, you have to, like, anything short of perfection or victory is weakness and is failure. And so he's, you know, he lost a game, and he got his dad was lighting up his phone, and as we saw, to chastising about it. And then his brother's calling, or he's talking to his brother, and his brother's asking for money, $20,000 he just wants out of nowhere. We don't really know what's going on back home, but there is this pressure to succeed. And now that the scales have tipped the other direction, you can kind of see there's like, it's not about Shane when he got the victory, when he got the award. Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with him. I think it has everything to do with him and how that reflects on, I mean, his station and his responsibility and whatever burden is being thrust upon him. At least that's the type of story I'm seeing with this right now. And it's not an uncommon one, but it's just like, that's just what it seems. He's like the breadwinner. He's like the one that's out there doing the thing for the family that can't, or whatever. And it just seems like maybe they have a bad lot in life back home, or I don't know. He's clearly sending money home, and it's like he's got this pressure riding on him. And even when they were at that, like the drafting ceremony or what it was, his dad, I think that was his dad. It was his dad, his coach or whatever, called him lazy to the people who were there doing the fucking drafting, like just talking shit about him, even though he's like the number one pick. And it's just like, well, how perfect do you need things to be, man? It's just like, it's wild, the pressure on them. And then he's got this girl from Russia as well that came all the way out here to see him in the wake of that when they missed each other. And he had no problem plowing her down to satiate that. And I don't know how much of that is just, you know, he does, you know, maybe he's bi, I don't know. Or maybe he's just keeping up a cover, and that's part of it. Because again, on the phone, she didn't bat an eye necessarily. She poked and prodded, joked about this Jane on his phone because she caught that. She commented on it. Might have no idea about his infatuations the other way. Interesting that she shook off the idea that he's, I mean, if they're living across the world, I can't imagine she'd be that they don't have like some kind of open arrangement of some kind, given the way they talked about it and interacted here. But still, like, I don't know if she knows about that side of him or not. clearly Shane's parents do not, and then there's that pressure from them. I said I was going to not talk about this too much, but I can't help it, at least right now. And then I'll get into the questions once we've got through both episodes, because but you know, Shane, you know, his mom's like, take this sponsorship, take this and that. You know how this reflects upon us, it reflects upon you. You know, you people see you up there now, and you're this person they look up to. These kids are looking up to you, and there's this pressure for him to be a role model. And now there's already, especially, you know, even in this time in the early aughts, you know, and earlier back on, especially given, I mean, he'd be a little younger than, I mean, a couple years younger than me, I guess, at this point, given what I'm seeing, because in 2008, he was in high school, I guess, playing off, and then going into being drafted into these other things or whatever. Because I don't think the implication was in college. Either way, you know, it was still, I mean, it's better now by a lot, but even then, it doesn't feel like that long ago, but it was not a great time. You know, I had a bunch of friends who, like, even when it was just suspect, got berated, got bullied, had some crazy shit done to them. You know, even, I mean, long before they ever actually publicly came out, just purely because people suspected, you know. And it's just, you know, there's that tension, that fear, and that, you know, especially with that pressure, with a bunch of eyes looking onto you, this pressure of being a role model, being in the public eye on top of all of that too. You know, I think, again, coming back to Ted Lasso, they also have a very, there's a storyline in that about one of the characters that goes through something very similar, and it's very wholesome, it's very heartwarming, it's very sweet, and I'm curious where this is going to go, because right now it is definitely starting off as this kind of fun, playful, like, you know, I mean, it's in the title of the series, Rivalry. And whereas they are also this physical release for one another in this way they can't get in any other kind of way, but then there's also this frustration of the rivalry itself, the pressure of it, both professionally, publicly, and just, you know, emotionally. It's kind of messy. I mean, it's pretty simple when it's in the bedroom, but when you consider every other angle and aspect of it, it gets a little complicated. But I'm curious what the trajectory of this story is going to be, especially now that we're getting into this. But yeah, that's all I got to say on this one. Let's get ready to hop into episode 2, Olympians. Here we go.
The two most talked about prospects in the world, Canada's Shane Hollander and Russia's Ilya Rozanov.
Ilya, I was right. Okay, I think I said Ilyanov one time, didn't I? I think so. Ilya Rozanov. Yeah, okay, so he went home. Summer 2011. I'm so glad we got an actual date. They seem to be walking that off, that little interaction back in Vegas, at least. But we've jumped 3 years from when we were introduced to all of this. Winter 2012. Yeah. There you go. You figured it out. He's getting a little bold there with the lily and the asshole. God, when was the last time they actually saw each other? Like, they've been flirting all this time. Have there been hookups in between? Like, they've been talking about meeting up, but we haven't actually seen it. So, like, have they been meeting up and we've just haven't been checking in on those individual interactions? I have to assume so. Because there's no way they're keeping this up if they stopped interacting with one another physically. Oh, now they're... Oh, my God. But yeah, we jumped quite a bit now. What, 2013?
If Rozanov fucks you tonight, I'm gonna fucking back.
He's like, wait, what do you mean?
I fucking mean what I mean.
Yeah, Mitty, it'll be weird.
I mean, I guess I'm not
even that
weird. gotta mold that arch. Gotta get that perfect back curve.
Oh, Mr. Hollander, what does Montreal have to do to win tonight?
Oh my God.
Hockey is a complicated, nuanced game, but it would be helpful if we scored more fucking goals than the other team.
How about that other team?
Love it. Love it. Hey, man, people take hockey. I mean, people take a lot of sports really seriously, but I've never heard of or seen anybody take a sport more seriously than Canadians and hockey, dude. Like, I just remember so vividly when I was dating a Canadian for a really long time. She was from BC, Vancouver, and a bunch of her friends had to, like, actively survive a riot because they lost. I think the Canucks lost the Stanley Cup or whatever, and half of downtown was on fire. Like, what the fuck? Forget what year that was. It was between 2012 and 2014 it would have been. Yeah? 2012, 2010, 22. We were together for 4 years, so yeah, somewhere in there. Anyway, sorry. Exactly. Get that blood pumping before you go at it on the court thing. Ice. On the ice. No, he's trying to fuck with you after the game. And during. A little bit of both. Very, very chill, posthumous answer. Yeah. Dude, come on, man. Loosen up. Maybe he's just finally starting to get a little tired of this, just being a piece of ass. Or maybe he's just playing hard to get. Maybe he's just playing hard to get.
Shut your idiot face, Marley. You're straight up blushing, Ross.
Never in life have I blushed. Russians do not do this.
Russians do not blush. They don't. It's not possible.
You will murder me.
Why the fuck did you think it was okay to sex me before the game? What the fuck?
You were hurt, weren't you? For how long? Whole game.
Fucking asshole.
Oh, you missed me, didn't you?
I love it.
Can I still beat your ass?
Barely.
Another loss? Oh my God, you too.
Wow, nice place.
Thanks. I bought it a couple years ago, but then this year I bought another one right next door.
Why?
For now, I'm renting the next door one out.
Mr. Businessman.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense.
Landlord.
You asked.
No, I didn't.
Okay. That makes sense.
In the kitchen, on the floor.
Fuck you.
I mean, yes, that's what we're here to do.
Did your mom buy all these pillows?
No, I hired someone.
You hired someone?
You think there is enough?
One, that is way too many pillows. Why?
I can smell the cigarettes from here.
I had one.
You shouldn't be.
Guess when you have the money, why not?
You shouldn't be talking.
You should be sucking my cock. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
You come here.
Oh, you guys.
Don't worry, it will fit.
I will make it fit.
Do you think this will be enough?
We will use every single one tonight. Glug, 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 glug.
Oh my
God. He just entered Nirvana.
Still okay?
Again, I like that he just kind of keeps checking on him.
Now the bed's all dirty.
What?
Yeah, I was like, that's just what happens.
You killed me, Hollander. I'm dead. Worth the wait.
So they have been waiting the whole time, I guess. So they did just keep talking that smack, that build up for all of that time.
I should go.
I mean, you don't have to go.
Anyways, I'm psyched. I've been dreaming about it my whole life.
Dreaming of what? Bronze medal. Hey, remember when I made you come hands-free?
Sure.
Such a good trick.
Your cab is definitely here.
So I'm gonna come down the stairwell or bust through the bottom of it.
Bye.
Or not. Or we're okay. Okay. We're okay for right now.
Welcome back to Man in the Crease. Your
2014.
Embarrassing and to a promising year for the Russian men.
Oh.
A hard pill to swallow on all might.
God damn. It's just like it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. He just keeps losing and losing and losing and losing and then this and then losing.
I think he knows Canada has us in the bag.
See you say this year, baby. We're fucking coming for you.
Okay.
Trust me.
You look great in silver, Vonnie. Don't even stress.
Oh, good one.
Silver is the superior color.
My buddy Joe's in that program. Train together. Would you guys be cool to do that? I'd love to show up for him.
Hell yeah, man. Show up for any dude who's that brave.
Aww.
I mean,
It's fucking brave for a dude to show up to a place like this and be like, hey, here's me. Russia is not safe for folks like that. Fucking balls of steel, man.
I mean, that is very true. That got awkward real quick, though. Also, it doesn't automatically make you gay. Just saying. Now look who's here. It's his brother. No idea what that said.
I saw you up here. I wanted to see how you're doing.
Fine. Go sit down. We are not anything. Go away, Hollander.
Oof. He's taking this hard as fuck. No.
You didn't answer my text.
No, I did not answer your boring text. Now you go.
He's pushing him away.
Fuck.
God, I want to know what was his brother's text message.
Тебе надо подстричься.
Да, отец.
Министр все еще хочет с тобой встретиться сегодня вечером, невзирая ни на что.
Despite everything.
Мне стыдно, отец.
Но не настолько. Они не учат тебя дисциплине в этой американской лиге. Это не игра, а халтура.
You get your ass out there and try it.
Наш вратарь травмирован, команда не сыграна.
Сыграно? Что это за американский абсурд? Что это сыграно? Ты капитан, ты делаешь их сыгранными.
That's not how that works, dude. He's not a clone. He's not everybody on the team.
Твоя мама? Она не умеет этого делать.
Нет, отец. Мама умерла.
Oh.
Я имел в виду твоя мачеха.
I don't know that you did.
Готов? Пошли.
Конечно, врата всегда самое.
Oh my god, look how checked out he is.
Хорош. Слишком хорош. Да? Ужасно. Но это...
Just blankly nodding along.
Ты тоже иногда слишком много разговариваешь, особенно когда дело касается хоккея.
Только когда мы выигрываем, папа. Я веду Илью в бар, ему явно нужен еще один бокал.
Okay, so that's who he's been shacked up with previously.
Для того, кто всю жизнь был сыном тренера по хоккею, ты умудрился этого избежать.
Я иногда обращаю.
Oh, this was his OG, his awakening.
В любом случае, это не имеет значения для тебя.
Не имеет.
So then she does know about that aspect.
Ты не нюхаешь кокаин, не шутишь, не флиртуешь в ответ.
His thoughts are elsewhere.
Прекрати.
Ладно, поехали куда-нибудь.
Нет.
Damn. It's just a shitty day, week, month, year.
Найду вечеринку.
Okay.
The mood is the mood. Can't always change that or snap somebody out of it. Can't force an interaction.
Был рад тебя видеть.
And look. He doesn't know where to go, what to do.
Just what am I supposed to do in this?
I don't know. My mom told me to get one.
Okay, playoffs are over. You cannot keep the beer.
That's not a rule. You just made that up. Hollander, is that a rule?
Unfortunately, it is.
Fuck you, Hollander. You really can grow one.
This is as good as it gets for me.
Rozanov and the Raiders have been on fire since the Olympic break. A heartbreaking game for the Russians seems to have only intensified the young Boston Capitals.
Okay. So that loss has spurned him on, lit a fire back under him.
Now, I only need one thing. I need to win.
We. Sorry, hold on. Sir? We are a team.
But I want to hear our fans.
There you go, that's better.
I want to fuck San Francisco.
Woo! Let's go!
I've seen you fucking do it. I've seen every one of you do it.
There we go. This is getting better. This
This is our fucking cup. Fucking fuck San Francisco.
Go fuck yourself.
I wasn't with you the first little bit, but I liked where we landed by the end of it all.
Best, probably.
None. You're the fucking best, Hollander. Okay? Not that animal shit show cocksucking Russian.
Well, you don't know. You don't know how right you are about the cocksucking part. There we go. They got it.
Did absolutely everything in these playoffs, leading his team in block shots, in shots against, obviously.
Oh, God. Whoa. Is he happy? Is he sad? Is he happy sad? Oh, I think he's happy for it. He's like, he needed this. But it's also because after their last interaction, it's not... We don't know what we... Yeah, oh, that tears my heart apart right there, dude.
Literally hundreds.
All right, we're back in Vegas again.
The most important thing
is the friends we make along the way. Before we give out next award, can I get a selfie with you?
What?
Come on, when will this ever happen again, buddy?
Okay, fine, but hurry up.
Oh, this is terrible. Don't you dare.
You haven't answered a text from me in like 6 months. You won't even acknowledge I exist unless there's a fucking camera pointed at us, and then it's for some fucking clown show.
Yeah.
Well?
I want you to suck my...
Yeah, no.
Suck my dick.
Okay. I guess.
Maybe ask nicely.
Yeah? Please.
If you want me to get on my knees on this filthy bathroom floor and suck you, you will have to ask nicer than that.
Pretty, please.
Please get on your knees on this filthy bathroom floor and suck my...
Like, we just kind of breeze past these roadblocks so fast. I couldn't do that. I would like, what the fuck, dude? I don't care how horny I am. Like, come on, dude. Like, after the whole little, like, thing in Russia, when they were at that, like, ice thingy.
I read the New Yorker now.
Really? No. The New Yorker is boring. My dad loves it.
Ah. So being boring is genetic.
Hey, I mean, let's not pretend he's not assholishly charming. But
if you win MVP tonight, I will blow you. Fuck you.
But I need to know what is going on.
Good luck tonight.
Because, like, there's only, like, so much, like, I don't know, like, Penthouse 1. There's only so much your self-worth I feel like you can take when it's like, oh, this is the only type of connection I can get. It's on the beck and call and the whim of this, that, the other. Maybe not. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But I feel like he's like, it is.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Now take off your clothes.
You're such an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. God damn. But I guess when you're in a position like this too, in a world like this at this point in time, you know, beggars can't be choosers sometimes, you know? Not that he's begging. Sorry. You know what I mean. Especially in a high profile position like they have. Doesn't make just shopping around very easy. Just one misstep and then that all can, I don't know, everything can be just uprooted in an instant.
Now get on the bed. This is a good hotel. Very nice vodka. It's hard to find in America.
Okay.
Did you forget? I'm Russian.
You what?
It's my special day, Hollander. I want to watch.
I've never...
No shit.
Fuck you.
I'm not shocked.
No. Vodka is for after as your reward.
God, this guy and his games.
Do you want to know how it feels?
How what feels?
Holding the cup.
No, tell me.
I need you.
I think part of him might be afraid of attachment in a way, maybe. So when it starts to get a little too involved, he pushed away for a long time. I think part of it also too was his own lot in life at the time on top of that, or on bottom of that.
What do you mean safe?
I don't know. Do you even like it there?
What difference does it make?
Makes all the difference. Yeah, I was gonna say it makes all the difference, really.
I need to sleep.
Oh. Yeah. Me too. I should.
Can't let anything get too personal. Can't get past that barrier. Let anybody in the wall.
Goodbye, Hollander.
God won't even see him off. I think that's with purpose, though. Yeah. He's doing this to himself, too. Oh, is he gonna catch the door? Oh, nope. Never mind. Yeah. I think he's just always hoping we didn't even kiss. Yeah. Shit. Oh, God. Yeah, dude. There's some... Like, on top of, like, I think I talked enough. I don't remember if I talked about this at this point anyway. Whatever. Obviously, with everything they got going on in their individual worlds and just the world they live in, it's so complicated and complex. And they're not in a position where they feel safe or comfortable being who they are, where they are, when they are. Unless it's with each other and alone. And it's gotten to this point where, you know, there's all these things going on in Ilya's life where There's the family, there's the minister, there's the all this, that, and the other, that this pressure to perform, to succeed. And when things started to go backsliding, you know, he fell off. He's like, I gotta focus. It's almost maybe part of it was even because like the roles flipped, right? Initially, he was the one leading the charge on the ice. And then this flame started between these two behind the scenes. And it's almost like that flame allowed Shane to burn brighter. Because he's entertaining this thing he's never entertained. In this way that Ilya is kind of, obviously out of the two of them is the more experienced one. He's leading the charge and everything. But that flame, that transference of heat is almost cost him his. Because after they started, that's when Shane started winning out, started being the one that wins the awards, started this, that, the other. And then we kept seeing more and more of Ilya's losses. Then there's the big Olympics loss as well to Latvia. You know, it's just like, it's almost like the heat went from one place to the other. So then there's that pressure, whatever. And then they're there, you know, they go to see the guy skating. And then there's that distance, that coldness. Is like, just go sit back down. I'm not answering your stuff, blah, 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 blah. It's like he zeroes in. He needs to recenter. Because obviously they're always thinking about each other. They're messaging each other before and after games. Especially he is. And I'm wondering if like it's because, you know, maybe his head's not purely been in the game. Maybe that's a realization of his. Maybe that's the frustration of it. He can't perform in the way that is expected of him because his mind isn't fully there. Because the moment that they cut things off is like, you haven't texted me in months. You haven't responded to me in months. They started to get back into it. Win. And then he got this award this time around. And then he seeks him out. And then they reignite this. And they didn't kiss. And he didn't see him off to go out the room after everything was said and done. He maintained that control the entire time as well. It's almost as if he lost some of that in this. And I don't know how much of that is maybe his loss of focus. And how much of that is that this started off as just a physical release for the two of them once they realized they had this common ground between the two of them. And then I don't know how much of it was feels being caught. And if that is something that weighs one of them down. Obviously, Shane is like this being his first interaction with all of this. And it is just like being at times probably feels like he's being used. He's like, what are you doing? What do you do? You don't text me. You don't do this. What are we? What is this, that, and the other? You shun me, you kick me away. But at the same time, he does want it. He still does want him. And, you know, and again, from their status, their station, it's not like somebody who's in the public eye is the face of this brand, this, that thing, the other on public television all the damn time can just go out, especially with a secret like this, easily go, you know, dating. You can't just casually date unless you find somebody else in the same boat as you preemptively, because you can't trust other people. You can't trust them to not, you know, keep it on the down low or whatever. There's always going to be that risk involved. And they started off with this. So it's almost like this is his only outlet to get this release, but at the same time feels devalued in it because it means something to him. And it almost feels like as much as he wants it, it's not being reciprocated. And there's this idea and this feeling of being used. I don't know that that's not necessarily the case, but also feel like Ilya feels some need to keep them at a distance, because also if it was just physical satiation, the Sasha incident wouldn't have happened the way it did. You know, he would have been seeking this elsewhere. And while we did see that earlier on with when his friend or girlfriend, whatever she was, the minister's daughter, she showed up at his place, and they did the do there. So presumably, I mean, that's the implication. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's been doing stuff like that since. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it feels like he's restricting himself to maintain some semblance of discipline and control, or just simply because he has to uphold his family station status, this expectation. There's obviously, we got to actually see a physical, like face-to-face with him and his father, what's going on there. He may have some signs of dementia or something, like, because he was like, Mom's dead. It was like, I meant your stepmother. And that didn't come off like that's what he was saying. Or like, I don't know. And then there's the whole thing with his brother. There was that text, it didn't translate, so I have no idea what that even said. I'm kind of surprised it didn't give me a read on it. Maybe if I had the CC on, it would have. I'm curious. Where was that? Where was that scene? I want to see if I can find that. Because I just have the regular subtitles on. I wonder if here we are. Would have been right here. Where the fuck are you? Dad is so fucking mad at you. So if I had the CC on, it would have. I just usually don't have the closed captioning on. I just have the regular subtitles. So I'm glad I went back and checked that. So yeah, there is that. Dad is so fucking mad at you. That's a whole other side of him. He's also keeping at a distance, that he has to go back home, that he has to go to Russia, that he has to do this, that, and the other. It's almost like he's trying to shield Shane from that, or maybe just not let him in on that, or let that be known that he's in this type of situation, because that might show weakness. It might show vulnerability in a way that he's not ready for, prepared to share. I don't know. But it's definitely not simple. But with that all said, let's go to Patreon. I know we had a lot for all of this, so let's go over here. We got RM7. What? You're gonna watch Heated Rivalry? I have no questions, just patiently waiting. We got Zach Hiltz. I was so hoping you'd watch it, seeing how open you were with watching Heartstopper and Young Royals. I was hoping this would be next. Yeah, dude, there's just so many requests. And, with Valentine's Day right around the corner, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's rip the cord. And then Elizabeth, we might have to put a limiter on you guys. God damn it. There's so many. I got some people dumping multiple questions here, but we'll go through them. Elizabeth Gates, episode 1 questions. We're just going to go through all these. God damn it, man. I don't know if we could... 1 question per person moving forward. That's what we're going to do. But for right now, let's see what happens here. Ilya's character is Russian, and we've shown him struggling with the language a bit in this episode. He's clearly overwhelmed by the barrage of fast-speaking English questions at the press conference, which is why Shane speaks for them both. They comfort each other via foot tap, while Ilya obviously is cocky. How much do you think his abruptiveness is also a symptom of the language barrier? How do you think the differences in their language and culture can affect these two as they attempt to navigate an already complicated relationship? I think I talked about that a little bit. Not the language part of it, even though he commented that in this last one, they saying like, hey, your English is getting better. I didn't really consider that aspect of it about the language barrier, to be honest, and I should have. It probably makes him feel a little estranged, a little alien, a little like it breaks down and chips away a little bit about that power dynamic that he's so used to maintaining. But also maybe is part of the challenge of him maintaining this status that he's got here as well. But as well as that, I think there's this like unimaginable pressure to succeed and to perpetuate in a way that's very different than what Shane's seen. And I think that is a product of those Russian sensibilities that we see kind of time and time and again in this type of situation, this type of media. So I'm not kind of surprised by that. While Shane is very obviously talented, the comparison to Tiger Woods and Serena Williams wasn't solely about his talent level, but about his struggles facing people of color in a professional sport. His mother also brings up how important it is to be a role model for other Asian Canadian kids. How do you think that pressure also affects Shane's thoughts and feelings about his sexuality? It just goes back to the thing I was saying as well. It's just like there's that aspect of it as well, especially in a time and in a period where it's not as widely accepted still, for him to have that pressure of being a role model, but also have this, you know, this sexuality, these feelings that, you know, the vast majority don't share. It makes it a high pressure when you're held up on a pedestal like that to have to feel pressured to mask it and hide it and pretend to be something for other people. And also, like you said, for that other added level of being a person of color in this sport as well. You know, there is this idea that, again, he represents so many different things for so many different people, but there is also a wholly different pocket that he could represent if he ever did come out, but it's not an easy thing to do. It's just an unimaginable pressure that weighs on him. And you can see that that's part of the reason I think he needs this connection with Ilya so much, is because it's the only outlet for this side of himself right now until he can find another way to do that. As we see from the exposition at the top of the episode, where the sports casters are already talking about how 17-year-old Shane and Ilya are pitted against each other, the rivalry is something that the league wants as part of its storytelling. It's like they want the two once-in-a-generation prodigies that will be locked in horns battle because it contributes to the excitement of the sport. This means that they are constantly being asked to notice each other. How do you think this rivals to lovers concept contrasts with a bit more traditional enemies to lovers trope? And what nuances or new struggles do you think it brings to when people constantly assume that they hate each other? You know, it just makes it harder for them to navigate it, because they are forced in these situations, because, you know, media loves their stories and their narratives. A lot of that is propagated, so they are forced together to be a lot in this way. I don't know that the enemies to lovers versus rivals to lovers is really all that different, because I kind of consider them one and the same in a lot of ways, because there is this common ground in a way that, at least with rivals, because they are on shared ground, shared footing, and just different teams, different stuff and all this stuff. And it brings you together through the thing. You're not going from a place of hatred into anything else. It's just kind of like, it's just sport, you know, and then you bridge that gap from just being on a different team to being on each other's team. So I don't know. The difficulty is the secrecy of it. The fact that people just assume you always hate each other. And it also helps sell your cover. If you, as Shane likes to do a lot of times, that guy, I don't know who he is. Everybody else kind of thinks they talk on the down low all the time, that they are friends. Weirdly enough, a lot of the people assume that they're friends, and she's like, no, hate that guy. Because like once they start to suspect that they're closer, it becomes harder to mask what's actually happening. So it could get real messy real fast. So it definitely makes things difficult when people always associate the two of them together, and makes it harder to see what happens if they're ever seen together. They have to play it really careful about when they meet up, where they meet up. It just complicates things so much. Shane's also talks about being much of a social player in general. In the books the series is based off, Shane admits that he's being so high profile in hockey so early on makes him feel so isolated, even from other players on his team. While this competition between our two mains is meant to make them dislike each other, do you think it was inevitable to feel some kinship with the only other person who can keep up with you? The only other person that feels the same pressure and likely the same isolation. I didn't think about that aspect of it, like the skill being a method of isolation and finding that kinship and comfort in somebody else of equal level. Because yeah, that idea that they are these prodigies, these next levels, even like the people who are higher up in the sport with them was talking about just singing his praises about how, you'd be the great one at this anyway. Like, showing that level of confidence and earnestness in someone else's ability was something. Yeah, that also has got to be a different kind of isolation, which goes back to what I was talking about with Ilya in the last little bit when he was giving that speech. I was started off I need I, and then it turned into we by the end of it. So much of them seems to be the team. So I didn't really think about that. There's a lot of different levels on this that cause them to be the only thing for each other to find some semblance of commonality and sameness in. And then the show obviously features sex. However, while some dismissive people online try to reduce the show to just smut or just porn, it's an essential aspect of this particular love story, and it's often used to progress the narrative and demonstrate important character beats. For example, Shane holding each item of clothing during sex and Ilya smiling, endeared by it, hints that Shane's autism and Ilya's liking of him beyond the physical. And how do you think the scene might evolve as the story goes on? And why do you think people are just quick to excuse nudity in things like Game of Thrones, but use it to devalue content if content happens to be a romance? Game of Thrones got knocked a lot for its nudity and its stuff. Like it got, it was a little bit of a novelty, I think, early on, but I think there is like a little bit of a public misconception that it wasn't something people kind of was very vocally, very kind of tired of. And it's like, this is not needed. There's a lot of people that were like that. And I think maybe the same people are doing the same thing to this as well. But you're right. I mean, so much of their character shows through in their physical interactions. The way their courtship in the shower scene tells you how their character is, their experience, where they're at, what they're like, and how they care for each other after that. And just the little glances, the little touches, the little moments in between each little interaction themselves sells the character. And in a world like this and in a relationship like this between these two, this is almost the only way to navigate your sexuality is in this manner, and to explore those things, because you can't always afford to get attached. And I don't think they ever either intended to get attached by the end of this, but they did. But, I don't know. I do think that it's completely necessary to the storytelling in this, for sure. Svetlana is Ilya's childhood friend and occasional hookup. In many ways, the two of them better embody the no strings attached fuck buddy concept that Shane and Ilya have been trying for. Do you have any theories for why there's a platonic sexual relationship while Hollanov's is romantic and sexual? Probably because, I don't know, maybe because it's easier to not have to hide that. You can get that physical release and nobody's going to bat an eye about a woman coming and going into his house, his apartment, his bedroom, her house, or wherever that was where they were at that party. It's easier to not have, you don't have to hide that nearly as much. People aren't going to bat an eye at it. So it might just purely be sexual in a way that is easier to navigate. And that's probably why it's so easy for them to just be like, oh, we're just here to get off. That's all this really is. And that's why on the other side of it, where it is this sexual and it's this placation of his actual desires, that's why I think the Shane thing might be very much so different than that interaction. So I don't know. That's at least my read on it right now. Ilya's character is very tied to a sense of duty. He has a strong loyalty and desire to care for both his country and his ailing father, even though Russia has declared the LGBTQ movement an extremist organization. Yes. And any perceived support of it is punishable by prison time or worse, and his father clearly sucks. Furthermore, if it were to have a career-ending injury or kicked out of the hockey league, he's a Russian citizen and wouldn't be able to stay in the U.S., so coming out in a very homophobic sport is especially dangerous for him. Given all of this, do you find it interesting that he was the only one who seemed less bothered by Shane's obvious attraction in episode 1? Do you think there is a way for Ilya to reconcile all the parts of himself, or is he ultimately going to have to choose which, Russia, his family, versus Shane, matters more? I do think he's going to have to choose at some point. I feel like that's ultimately where that's going to have to go. It's not even like choosing Shane versus his family or Russia. It's choosing himself. more than anything. It has nothing to do with Shane. Shane is just a minute aspect of that, the vehicle for him standing his ground on who he is. You know, and yes, there's very much so a great threat and great risk, more so for him, I think, than Shane in what could happen here. Especially going back to a country, like you said, with Russia, which is very famously very homophobic. And there's so much pressure on him just to perform well. If that came out it would just be a spiraling mess. And I think that adds a different layer of this that I don't know that Shane is. I think that's what Shane was trying to get at here in this last conversation. He was like, oh, you just go back willingly here and there, but he doesn't seem so bothered by it, you know? And maybe that is because he has a safe outlet there, a way that he can express it. But I think part of it is too, he's just fronting this masculinity, this idea, this sternness, this wall, this confidence, so that Shane doesn't worry, doesn't see the cracks in his armor and all this, that, and the other. I think a lot of what he puts up in front of Shane is a little bit of an act. So I don't know. I mean, like, while he's away from home, sure, I think in the shower, if we want to go back to that, being confident in that way, he's not at home. He doesn't really have to worry about it nearly as much in America or wherever he is when that happens, as long as it's not in Russia, because it's easier to navigate. In a lot of ways, it's almost freeing. So I think for him, it's like removing weights. Like if you're walking around all day long with ankle weights on, and you finally take them off at the end of the day, you know, it's a little different. You know, he has to carry that around in a very different way that he's been conditioned to do in Russia, that even just wading into the shallows in another country is still equally freeing in a lot of ways. So I think it's just, while there's still restrictions, there's way less than what he's used to. I love the scene of them running up the stairs at Shane's apartment building, especially after Ilya's team lost to Shane's, because it shows how much fun they have competing against each other. Shane also doesn't seem to have the same resentment for Ilya's team winning the cup that he did over Ilya's first draft pick. This genuinely show progress in their relationship with each other. Shane seems to finally understand that Russia is a source of pain, not comfort for Ilya, which is important. In what other ways do you think this might progress? Might we have been made with them despite the episode's sad ending? That I'm not too sure about. Like I said, there's got to be one, he's got to come out about it. He's got to talk to him about it. I think there's going to be a lot of coming clean and being open about the pressures that he's under that's going to come out of it as well. But I do think that the fact that Shane was able to let that competitiveness go, I think is in part because there is this rivalry between the two of them. There's almost this happiness that comes with that between them two because of this shared connection that they have. So I do think it does show a progression of their relationship. But on the flip side of that, though, when Ilya does lose, you know, especially towards the end in the back half, after it's lost, the pressure from home, it just weighs down even more and is starting to build these walls back up. And that's led us to the ending that we're seeing here, I can only assume. We got Elisa H. squeaks with excitement. I'm so excited for this. Let's see how you handle the time jump. Some people get lost very quickly. I think I held on pretty great. Like until we get to when they finally just like, okay, now we just include dates. Thank you. I appreciated that. The time of the year and the dates. I think I held on pretty well for all things considered. It's not blatantly stated in the show, but Shane is on the autism spectrum. I hadn't picked up on that at all. Honestly, I didn't. It's not said in the show, but you can see it in the actor's performance and mannerisms as we go. I'm going to keep an eye out for that now, though. Hudson Williams, Shane, father on the spectrum, and he drew from that. Oh, interesting. Connor Storrie, Ilya, is from Texas. He had a month of intensive daily training to learn the Russian for the role. But damn, I would not have bought that he wasn't Russian. The show was filmed quickly over less than 2 months. I know the show creator, Jacob Tierney, as Glenn from Letterkenny, if you haven't seen it. And he was Eric in Are You Afraid of the Dark back in the day. I was never an Are You Afraid of the Dark kid. So I am not familiar with this person. I've not seen Letterkenny either. Let's see if maybe he's got one of those faces. There we go. No, I do not recognize this person, unfortunately. Let's see. J.P. Tierney also appeared, apparently turned down an American offer for the show because they were requesting changes and to tone down the spicy level, so he accepted the lower budget offer because it would allow him to make the show he wanted. Respect. I respect them for not doing that thing where they say one sentence in Russian and then change to English with the accent so people don't have to read the subtitles. They were, nah, you're adults, you can handle some reading, deal with it. Yes, I'm glad that I appreciated that. When we were in Russia, they should be speaking Russian. I'm so glad that they did that. Maria Stoicheva. And let's see. So it looks like I'm rejoining your Patreon. Below are some facts that others haven't mentioned yet. The show is based on a series of books by Rachel Reid, Game Changers. It is not based on book 1, but on the most popular of the books. It's already renewed for a second season. There's plenty of book material to draw from since there are multiple books. I'm keeping this vague to avoid spoilers, but if you want me to, I can elaborate a bit. Don't know the sexuality of the actors in the show, and we are not allowed to speculate. The guys are already experiencing some harassment, so we want to be 100% respectful and nip it in the bud. Please spread the word. Well, word spread. As Lisa said, Connor had some pretty intense Russian classes while filming the show. His Russian improves dramatically as the show progresses and reaches the point where native speakers were satisfied and impressed. He's an amateur linguist and also speaks fluent French as well as some Spanish. Well, hell yeah, dude. Way more than I can do. The show had some initial issues when it first aired on HBO compared to its original Crave. Some of the subtitles weren't loading properly, and even more annoyingly, the steamy scenes were much darker than on Crave for no apparent reason. Game of Thrones House of Dragon flashbacks? Those issues have been fixed since. Yeah, I didn't run into that when I'm watching it now. I was watching on HBO Max because I didn't know where to watch it, and I just noticed it was on Max when I was recording A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I was like, oh, well, there it is. The show's initially meant to just be a smallish regional Canadian, so technically national production, and the actors didn't have high expectations for its reach. However, it quickly became apparent that Rachel Reid had some serious fans all over the world as a result. As Connor had said, the show became picked up by HBO and was a bit of an unexpected result. Instead of the US audience being happy about it, the international audience, that includes me in Europe, because increasingly exasperated and needy that we didn't have it. It was a fun few weeks where all the comments were country name win. Enough for this batch. I'll give more trivia later on. I will now post my questions below. I'll go to your questions. How much would you say do you know about the world that Shane and Ilya inhabit? The world of 2008 to 2010, the world of professional male hockey, the world of Asian American athletes, Russian social and psychology in this period and in general, and how comfortable you are trying to put yourself in these characters' shoes. There's no wrong answers here, and I would like to know what your starting point is so I can provide all the support and grace to make you feel welcome. Well, I really appreciate that. Well, I mean, I was born in 88, so I like I mentioned earlier on, in 2008, I was in my second, depending on what time in 2008, it was either my second or third year in college. I was 22 in 2008. That is wrong. I was 20 in 2008. So I know quite a bit about 2008 to 2010. I was very conscious. I was a young adult in the world. Male hockey, don't know shit about hockey. I know how seriously people take hockey. I can tell you that. Dating a Canadian, I know quite a bit. I think about maybe not Asian American athletes, but just the struggle of Asian Americans in general. And obviously, I mean, I know about as much about Russian social and psychology as we see in media. You know, you see it, especially in sports and in Rocky. I think that was one of the comparisons I made because it reminded me of Drago and his son in the Creed films, and a lot of that pressure that comes down to represent your country in your sport. So I that's where I'm at with that. And I feel like I'm real good at getting in people's shoes and headspaces. I'm an empath. I can do that without a doubt. Is there anything that felt off or odd or that confused you that you'd like your help figuring out? Spoiler free, of course. No, not really. Not right now, other than the fact that I'm still trying to figure out the characters. And that's part of the journey. And I think that's part of what we're seeing right now, because they don't know these things yet themselves, are not comfortable with these things just yet. So I'll let that play out as we get to it. And do you feel how dense the show is and how literally every second of visual and every line of dialogue provides information? There's no second screen show, and it can be tough to notice everything on one's first watch. So no worries if you missed anything, but the question was, do you like this type of TV, or do you prefer slightly more relaxed watching experiences? It depends on my mood. I mean, I am not one to take for granted. It just depends on the vibe of the show, really. I am soaking in everything I can take in with this, from the text messages, the body language, the little reactions, because that's part of the fun of a show like this. Ones that are relationship based and dealing with something like this, like these secretive things we can't expose. There's a lot of things going on in the world and around them, the way that people talk to them, the way they talk to each other, that I try to take into account. But I mean, it doesn't mean I don't like a relaxed, just kick back and have fun experience. But I mean, I've watched shit like Dark, and that is homework. That was the most, you want to talk homework for a show and everything you need to pay attention to, on top of the subtitles throughout the entire thing, because I refuse to watch that in English and with the dubbing. Yeah, no, I feel confident in myself. I mean, not to catch everything, but to be pretty damn observant. I hope, at least. So nothing jumps off immediately right now. And I do. I like when TV doesn't treat the audience like they're dumb or they're going to be distracted. I love them trusting the audience to pay the fuck attention, to lock in. Let's see. And then, do you dislike anyone in the show and why? Right now, not really. I don't really, there's not anybody that I outright dislike other than maybe, okay, right now, Ilya's dad and his brother. Probably, if I had to pick one person, his brother, you know, yeah. And I'm feeling impatient or feeling anything or annoyed about anything or anyone. Who, and what do you think that is? And do you think it's the fault of the show, or maybe it's the point? How would you know which one is which? No, I'm not really feeling annoyed about anything right now. I think everything makes sense with what I know about the characters and what they're going through, everything right now. No, I think the show's doing a really good job at telling the story and being authentic to the feeling, to the vibe, to the status, to the station, at least from my perspective. I don't really have any grievances with it at all right now. Basically, these first two episodes, what do you expect the overall moral of the story to be? Not asking about how the story ends, but what is trying to contribute to the overall conversation. The show has had a truly incredible effect on the zeitgeist of the last 3 months, and I wonder why do you think that is? In Russian accent. Enough of the questions. You have too many. You probably, at this point, maybe. It's fine. But we're almost through it all, actually. This went by surprisingly fast compared to what I was expecting when I read all of these. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot of questions about that. But as far as like the moral of it, I think it's just got to be accepting yourself. Like, because that's something Ilya, like, that's an air he puts on when he's not at home. But when he's not at home, he can't be himself. Not really. And he can't, neither of them can really be themselves outside of their own company. And especially in sports where it's very difficult for people to come out because there's already a lot of ingrained homophobia built into sports as a whole, just the culture of it. I would like for it to just be this acceptance, to take this stand, to be a role model for other people to be afraid. Because in that way, like that we talked about with Shane, he's already a role model for so many other people. Take that to another step. And, you know, that could go that way. Like, I don't know. It's got to be, you can't be living in the shadows your entire life. Because at the end of the day, it's not living. But then again, I understand that there's that fear of losing everything you have. So I get that. It's hard, man. It's hard to walk that line. I can't say, that I've been in a position that's been like that. I can't say that about myself. I haven't walked those shoes myself, but I can only imagine. I've got friends who have come out and they got kicked out of their homes, disowned by their families, and had to move in with other family that wasn't bigoted and whatnot. So I know the seriousness that comes with this. So, but at the end of the day, you got to hope for, at the end of the day, a better world. And these stories are a vehicle. Sometimes you can do a realistic depiction. The whole point is the realism of it, the bleakness of it, the pain of it, the reality of it, to hold a mirror up to it. But sometimes you need that light at the end of the tunnel. And I hope this story has that, where maybe by the end of it, they can be out proud together in the sport even, and on opposing teams, and it'd be perfectly fine. I don't know though. We'll see. As far as the overall contribution and why it's in the zeitgeist, I think it's just because of the subject matter at hand, especially in a world that is so lacking in compassion right now and understanding and empathy towards, especially these days, anybody that is not straight white male Christian. Like, god damn, dude. And seeing something like this come out right now in the heat wave of this crazy stuff going on, I think a lot of people are gravitating to it in the way because it's almost standing in defiance of all of that right now. I mean, hell, I just went from Heartstopper to Young Royals. Now we're in this. I think people need to put themselves in more people's shoes and just realize that we're all fucking human beings and get the fuck over yourselves. Anyway, sorry. I don't know. We'll see where it goes, though. Then we got a Lightoscope. Man, what a time to be a Patreon member. I can't wait to see what you make of this one. As a queer gal who is always on the hunt for great queer stories, but isn't much of a romance reader, this show completely blindsided me. I wasn't familiar with Rachel Reid's book, and from what little, and in hindsight disappointing, media coverage I had seen of the show before watching, I was expecting something completely different. I didn't really know what I was expecting, really. Obviously, I had heard it's real spicy. I heard it's hot, heavy, it's naughty, but that alone doesn't carry a show. That alone doesn't. I mean, that at the end of the day, if that's all it was, it'd just be smut, like we were talking about earlier, and that wouldn't give it that cultural punch if it wasn't something more than that, deeper than that. It wasn't just, shock media or whatever you want to call it. And I think a lot of things were painting it as such, or at least in some ways, but I didn't expect that going into it. I just didn't think it. I didn't expect it to shy away from the heated moments when the moments got heated, and it didn't. I mean, it's not like there's like one dick so far, and it wasn't that dick pic. It was a photo. We haven't seen a single dick out, unlike Game of Thrones this week. Saw full hog. For context, this is going to be coming out on YouTube. I'm expecting it to come out on Valentine's Day. That's the game plan. But by the time I'm recording this, I just watched episode 2 of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and we opened on with full fucking 12-inch thick ass hog in the first shot of the show of that episode. Yeah. Anyway. Side tangent. Now you probably already talked about this, but I'd love to know what your impression of the show was going to be and how much you had seen or heard about it beforehand, and what was your general idea of what it might be. The first 2 episodes match your expectations. Like I said, going into this, the only things I knew about it was hockey, queer romance, and spicy. And everybody's talking about it. But I didn't expect it to be this shallow thing. I don't think something shallow would have got the attention that it got. So I kind of went into expecting something a little nuanced that wasn't going to shy away from the intimacy. And it didn't. I like the way that it handled the intimacy, and we talked about it a little bit, like especially with someone who is experienced to someone who is not, and the way that was handled, despite how there are a lot of walls still up between the two of them. I do respect how Ilya's handled a lot of this for Shane. And I don't know, maybe I'm in the wrong for that. Maybe I shouldn't be. I don't know. I don't know what people think, but that's just how I feel about it just from watching it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what I expected other than this rivals to lovers kind of spicy little narrative. I don't know. I asked because a lot of the mainstream media coverage of the show, including what I saw before I watched it myself, seemed to focus almost exclusively on the spicy aspect and completely neglects the grounded, nuanced story being told around it. It made the sex sound a lot more gratuitous than it actually was. Okay, I'm okay. To be fair, I did kind of expect it to be a little more gratuitous than it was. I'll go with that. I'll second that. I did kind of expect it to be, honestly, like I said, I expected to see a lot more hog than I did. But, you know, they also, like, there's a lot of implied stuff all throughout this, though, that they didn't shy away from. It was softer than I expected based on, you know, the way everybody had been talking about it, like you said. Let's see, and it pisses me off a little bit that I can't help it, but I feel like queer media are still being held to a different standard than straight media in that regard. You're not wrong. I'm not denying that the show is steamier than most, but most of those scenes do serve a purpose, and they aren't all that this show is, not by a long shot. And I don't want it to devolve into a full-blown rant here, so I'll end this train of thought by saying I'm incredibly glad that the show subverted and surpassed my initial expectations and made me fall in love with the story and the characters instead. And I'm already right there with you. That's a vehicle into their relationship. I think that's how it started. It was how this started. It started off as just like, hey, I'm gay, you might be, you're checking me out, I'm gonna shoot my shot, I called my shot, I knew. Gaydar, fully operational. Let's placate this, let's satiate ourselves in a way that you can't easily or readily do in 2008 or 13 or whatever, whenever they first hooked up. You know, it's just like, that's how the ball starts, and then that's when the nuance starts to creep in as the relationship continues to perpetuate in the field in which they are perpetuated, and it just gets beautifully messy. I'm excited to see where it goes from here, though. Can't wait to watch it all again with you and hear what you make of it by the end of season 1. No questions for episode 2 from me, but I'm already looking forward to next week. Hell yeah. Guys, we'll make sure. I got one final one here. I'm just combing through, making sure. Yeah, okay. One more here. I almost missed one. Lee Stigler. Because I was trying to group Maria's together, and one of hers was above yours, I almost completely skipped yours. I meant to come back to it, and I finally am. Sorry. Lee Stigler says, you, of course, couldn't hear this, but I squealed so loud when I saw you were reacting to HR. That's so funny that's the fucking... Oh, that's so funny that's the abbreviation for the show. Because, I mean, in a way, it is kind of a big old HR issue, that's for sure. Not that they're on the same team. If they were, then it maybe. But anyway, sorry. Believe me, I've been diligently looking out for this post. Dude, I've gotten so many comments about it on different videos and my live streams. It's been asked and asked and asked and asked. And I've seen other channels finally cave and get into it. And I was like, you know what? Valentine's Day, we'll fucking get into it. All right, man. That's everything for this long little video we got here for you guys, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed myself. I'm invested. I'm curious to see where this story goes. I'm hopeful for this to evolve for these characters to find themselves and come out this stronger on the other side. So that's what we need right now. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Going to leave it there and pass it off to you. What did you think? How do you feel about it? sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, if you want to get early access to submit your own comments, questions, or fun facts, you can check it out over on Patreon. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out Angela Burr, Lily Chan's son, Kiana Chanel, McGreg, Angela Burr, Calvin Brindley, Sleepy Bastard, Theodore Wolf, and Amy Beckett. Thank you guys so much for becoming saviors here on the channel. Help us sponsor and support the rescue to take care of here at the office. You guys have been tremendous help with all that. Thank you guys so much for that support. And a huge special thank you to you guys over on Patreon, you, the legends, and everybody else over here. You guys allow us to do what we do over here, to do stuff like this, just on the spur of the moment like this as well. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do most of what we do here on the channel. And I really appreciate the support. And without you guys here on YouTube, we wouldn't even be here. So huge shout out to you guys as well. But that's just for you guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.